Canelo.
Canelo.
Go get his
I don't expect that from Rico, but maybe a good fight.
How did you score it?
Keep going fast, please. Fast.
Tough to say.
Canelo, early stoppage that?
Huh?
Was that an early stoppage?
You know which car?
I don't think so. I think they say a brutal knockout.
Who's next for Usyk?
All the best for Usyk.
Who do you want to see him fight next?
Huh?
Who's next for it?
Oh, he can fight whoever. He's one of the best. Thank you, guys.
Derek, what do you think?
With what?
Of the fight? You called it. You said Rico was going to win. He put up an incredible effort.
Rico won that fight, man. Hey, boxing media! Rico won that fight.
How did you score it?
I can stop recording.
Hey, we're going now. Where's the... Get me one of those things anyway from the kitchen.
How did you score it, Derek?
I wasn't on score. I was enjoying the fight.
What was Rico doing so well to get the better of
The
Usyk?
movement, and it's chucking orthodox.
I did that conversation with HE. He told me to stop recording. I haven't stopped.
Hey,
Ah, shit.
you see, that's the problem.
Bro, I want to get back home alive.
What?
Why? You know, man, you're good, man. You're good.
What?
Hey,
Do you think it was an early stoppage?
that was an early stoppage. They robbed that fucking guy.
What's next for Rico, do you think?
Okay, huh?
What do you think is next for Rico?
Dylan White. I think Rico should fight Dylan White. Huh?
Yeah, what about the rematch?
They got a rematch. Nah, then, but what's his name? What's the Turkish boy? What's his name?
Cabello.
He won't get his WBC. You know, be unfair. As you know what? Fuck him. We won the rematch.
Andy, what do you think of that fight?
Man, that was a crazy fight, bro. Rico really came over here to win, and he pulled out a really great show. But thank God that Usyk won, man. It was an amazing fight.
Do you think he was winning the fight, Rico?
I think it was 50-50, to tell you the truth, until Usyk came and he delivered that uppercut.
Do you think he should have been allowed to continue?
Yeah, maybe, but he was pretty hurt.
Were you impressed by Rico?
Yeah, I knew he was a good fighter.
Yeah.
Should have been given a chance to continue. Yeah. What level do you think he's at?
Wait, walk off. Sorry, bro.
Shukran.
JB, where are you?
Any message for Fury?
Excuse me, excuse me.
Thanks, AJ.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, AJ, mate.
Oh, good uppercut from, another uppercut. Oh, good coming. Oh, he dropped Rico. Usyk dropped him. Just throwing him from the shoulders. Uppercut, throwing it like this here. Stepping back and throwing it like this here. Dropped him, man. Dang. Rico, you had to stay on your feet. Usyk drained the swamp. Uh-oh, everybody standing up. Everybody stand up. I got to call this standing up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. What's going on? Knock this mouthpiece out. Hey, hold on, everybody. Here we go. I don't know how much time is left. Usyk dropped him. Oh, good left. Oh, he ain't looking good. Oh, he about to go. Oh, Usyk about to stop him. Oh, he let his hands ride. That's it. They stopped the fight. Why they stop the fight? Usyk won. TKO. They stopped it. I wanted to see him go night-night.
He struggles to get past that jab, does Oleksandr Usyk, but he does land an uppercut, and he lands another uppercut, but he's still having a fight. Oh, there's a knockdown. That was a big uppercut. And Verhoeven is down now. And he's down. His mouthpiece has gone out. But that is what Oleksandr Usyk needed badly. The mouthpiece is out. The referee will have to call time in. But my God, that is what Oleksandr Usyk needed. He finally finds the opening. He's finally able to drop Rico Verhoeven, whose legs don't look right at all. And they are stalling for time. Absolutely. get the mouthpiece in. And Oleksandr Usyk, what can you do? You've got less than 10 seconds. Can you get rid of him? He backs him up to the ropes. He needs to let the shots go. Another shot goes in. He's backed up in the corner. He's backed up and the referee jumps in. It's stopped. Oh my days.
1-2 from Usyk. He's going for the finish. Rico's in the corner taking shots. And again, more. And that's the end of the round. Referee stops the fight. No way. No way. That's man. Referee stops the fight. It's round 11. What was the time on that? It was nearly the end of the round. What the heck? I should have put a round timer on the screen. It's a whole thing, man. What do you think? I'm living my life and just in. I ain't putting round timers on. Bro, I don't know if that was corruption. I mean, it was... I mean, he dropped him badly. Rico was hurt. He followed up. I've seen stoppages like that a lot in boxing. But when you consider that this is for the undisputed, multiple titles as well, I believe. Heavyweight boxing championship. Fights don't get, or titles do not get any more prestigious than this. Let the man go down to his knees. Let him get dropped. I mean, it was a beautiful series of punches. Bump, 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 steps back here, uppercut as Rico was coming forward, falls to his knees, head through the ring, the ropes. Beautiful shot. Let's have a look at it here. Backing up, boom, there it is again. And another one. Backs up again. 1, 2, pop, pop, pop. Uppercut coming. There it is.
Usyk didn't even land the last 2 punches. He didn't even land the punches and the referee jumped in. They just showed it in slow motion. He didn't even land the punches, and the referee jumped in, bro. He didn't even land the punches, and the referee jumped in. Yo, Patty C in the super chat dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. That was one of the weakest stops in history of boxing. That was disgusting, bro. That was disgusting. That was disgusting, man.
Oh, big left hand from Usyk. Oh, he's about to knock him out here. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. And the referee's jumped in and waved it off on the bell. The referee stopped it right on the bell. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. You should have let him out that round, but Usyk knocked him out there, guys. Usyk won by knockout. But I tell you what, that nearly went very, very, very wrong for Oleksandr Usyk. This was crazy. What the hell? That was very, very, very tough. The hardest fight of Oleksandr Usyk's career by a mile. He was arguably about to lose that fight until the stoppage. They probably should have let Verhoeven out of the round. It's not corruption. Verhoeven was getting battered there at the end of the round, but they should have let him out the round. They should have let him into the final round of the fight for sure, because he was on his feet still. He didn't go down. I felt like that was unfair. Usyk slowed down a hell of a lot. We got so much to talk about, people. Damn.
The highly anticipated clash between Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven has finally wrapped up, and here's how the boxing legends shared their takes on this showdown. Meanwhile, Terrence Crawford had previously leaned toward Usyk before the fight, expecting his experience and adaptability to become important as the rounds progressed.
I think, he's going to go out there and do whatever he wanted to do. I think Rico going to be tough at first, but I think Usyk with his experience, he's going to figure him out fairly early, and I don't know. We're going to see for a good fight.
On the other hand, Teddy Atlas already strongly favored Usyk, pointing to the massive gap in professional boxing experience between him and Rico. While Atlas respected Rico's size, physicality, and kickboxing background, he still viewed Usyk's championship pedigree and proven success at the elite level as the biggest factor surrounding the matchup.
Verhoeven is a legendary kickboxer, but he's had one pro boxing fight, and he won
in 2014.
Against a handpicked guy. So he's 1-0, and he's not going to be 2-0. We got a better chance of seeing King Tut make a comeback than we do of seeing Verhoeven pull off, which would be beyond the upset. But it's an event. And if anyone deserves a little break, look, you don't take anyone for granted. He's a big, strong guy, Verhoeven. He's in good shape. He's physical. He's game. You know, he's experienced in the kickboxing realm. You don't take anyone for granted, but he doesn't figure to have any chance against Usyk.
Just before the fight, Atlas favored Usyk, pointing to his history of winning world titles, Olympic gold, and undisputed championships across multiple divisions. Atlas also believed the matchup appeared less demanding on paper compared to the elite opponents Usyk has consistently faced throughout his career.
If this turns out to be easy, which I think it will, but he deserves an easy one. He's earned it. He's unified the heavyweight title twice. He unified all the cruiserweight belts. You know, he won a gold medal going back in the Olympics. I mean, the guy does nothing but win, and he fights everybody. So he deserves, you know, a little bit of an easy one, if it turns out to be that way.
Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn warned that Rico's size and power made the matchup dangerous despite the experience gap. Hearn also believed heavyweight boxing always carries danger once clean shots start landing, regardless of experience gaps.
You know, I think it would be one of the great upsets, but he is a competitor. He is a giant of a man, and he can whack. But he's fighting Oleksandr Usyk. But you know, it's one of those few divisions where anything can happen. It's not like, you know, if this was a lightweight fight or a middleweight fight, it's very difficult to see unless there's just some huge puncher. Like the reality is, if Rico lands clean, it's a problem.
At the same time, Max Kellerman had argued before the fight that Rico did not necessarily need an outright victory to leave a strong impression against Usyk. Kellerman also viewed a competitive performance alone as enough to change how many people looked at Verhoeven heading into the matchup.
It would be a big win for Verhoeven if it is competitive. Verhoeven has more paths to victory. He can win the event in more different ways than Usyk because he doesn't have to technically win.
With that, Derek Chisora had appeared far more open to Rico's chances than many others discussing the matchup before the fight. Chisora also argued Verhoeven's size, strength, and physical style could make portions of the fight more uncomfortable than people initially expected for Usyk.
Watch this. I think Usyk loses this fight in Egypt.
Oh, shut up, Derek. You know you don't. So Verhoeven would beat you then, right?
But no, mate, maybe so. But I'm telling you, he might beat you. He's going to beat Usyk.
However, Peter Fury praised Rico's preparation, insisting he arrived in the best shape and condition of his career after an extended training camp. Fury also made it clear he viewed Rico as far more than just a crossover fighter, pointing to the discipline, experience, and commitment he brought into the matchup.
You know, we've got an exceptional Rico. You know, he's gone above and beyond. And the reason, and look, he's not had a 3-month training camp. He's had a 6-month training camp for this. And the thing is, Rico is in the best condition, the best shape of his life. And believe me, he's impressed me with what I've seen. So, if he wins, it's fantastic. And if Usyk wins, it'll be a great performance from Usyk, because Rico is not just a kickboxer.
At the same time, Jai Opetaia acknowledged that Rico's size and physicality made him a dangerous opponent despite leaning toward Usyk. Opetaia also suggested the matchup still carried real danger because of Verhoeven's power and unpredictability inside the heavyweight division.
You know, the guy he's fighting, Rico, he's a big lad and he's a dangerous dude. So, you know, Usyk's obviously the GOAT, and I see him winning. You know, I see him outboxing him. You know, to be honest, I didn't know too much about Rico until this fight because, you know, it's a different type of world. But, you know, it's still dangerous, bro. You know, you got to be switched on. And by the looks of things, he's been training hard and he's staying ready.
Adding on another reaction, as Tony Bellew already warned, a Rico victory over Usyk would rank as the biggest upset boxing has ever seen. Bellew also viewed the challenge facing Rico as one of the toughest crossover tasks boxing has seen in years.
If Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Oleksandr Usyk, it will be the greatest victory in boxing history. Yes, it's the second professional fight on paper, but this is a guy whose second professional fight is against the undisputed unified former cruiserweight champion of the world, the current undisputed unified heavyweight champion of the world. He's undefeated. Nobody has been able to touch this guy. It's peak Oleksandr Usyk. He's just defeated a man who's 20 stone and 6'9" in Tyson Fury twice. He's just defeated a record machine in Daniel Dubois, who was on the run of his life. This isn't a guy who's washed up having a comeback fight against somebody. This is a guy in his peak and in his prime. Put that into perspective. If Rico Verhoeven is to do this, it's off the Richter scale. This is bigger than Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. That's how big this is. This would be the greatest shock in boxing history.
However, Malik Scott viewed Usyk as one of the greatest fighters across multiple weight divisions heading into the matchup. Scott also believed Rico needed to make the fight physical early to avoid allowing Usyk too much control over the pace and rhythm of the action.
Rico is going against, to me, probably can be considered one of the best fighters of all time in every weight division.
He can have some good moments. If I was him, I would go in with the Derek Chisora mentality. Make Usyk rush his offense. Don't allow him to think, because if Usyk is, if he allow you to think and give you time, that means he's going to destroy you.
Furthermore, Tony Beleo expected Oleksandr Usyk to approach the matchup patiently rather than forcing early aggression against Rico Verhoeven. Beleo also pointed out that Usyk would approach the fight patiently rather than forcing early aggression against Rico.
I think this fight will be very exciting for the 6, 7, maybe 8 rounds it goes. I think Oleksandr Usyk will not want to go in there and really, he never really goes in look to do damage straight away and early. I think he'll have a look at Rico Verhoeven, he'll download what he's doing, he'll figure out what the feints will do to him, which side he'll draw him on, you know, he'll hit certain parts of the body. He's going to show you feints that make you do certain things and go in certain strategies and formations of which way you'll play it. Once he's downloaded all this, he'll get rid of Rico Verhoeven.
Adding on another reaction, Tom Aspinall argued that Rico was being underestimated because of the difference in boxing experience. Aspinall acknowledged Usyk's technical edge, but still believed Verhoeven's size, power, and long combat background made him dangerous enough to change the fight at the right moment.
I mean, I think Rico's getting wrote off.
Did you come across him at Peter Fury's gym?
Listen, I've been training with Rico for the last 10 years, so I'm obviously pretty Rico biased. Rico's a good friend of mine. But he's a big man. He's had a lot of fights. Fair enough, they're fighting a different sport. But he can, like, if he hits him, it could be over. Do I think that Rico's a better boxer than Usyk? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that at all. But I think that he's getting wrote off and he's definitely got a chance of winning.
On a more technical side, Chris Mannix questioned before the fight how Rico's kickboxing style would adapt against Usyk's technical boxing ability. Mannix also pointed to the difference in boxing experience and overall ring IQ as one of the most important factors surrounding the matchup.
Rico is not a real boxer. He is arguably the greatest kickboxer who ever lived. I mean, I think that's in the discussion if I'm channeling my inner Todd Grisham, but he's not a real boxer. I've watched his highlights. A lot of his knockouts come from kicks. So if he's not allowed to kick, which I assume he's not, then I think he's going to have a lot of problems. Look, he's got some pop. I've seen it in that right hand, but I think lumbering applies well to Rico Verhoeven. Like he telegraphs that right hand. I don't think Oleksandr Usyk is going to have a hard time seeing it coming. This, to me, would be the biggest upset ever in boxing history.
From another perspective, Gabriel Rosado believed Rico's unusual style could still create awkward moments for Usyk, despite the experience gap. Rosado also pointed out that unfamiliar angles and unpredictable movement can sometimes complicate fights, even for highly accomplished champions.
A guy that's so accomplished like Usyk, and then you're fighting a guy that is only his second pro fight, and he's doing a bunch of punching from weird angles. It could be a little embarrassing because it's not the same, it's not the basic boxing style. Yeah, so you could probably get hit with weird shots that are coming from all crazy angles, him stepping off. So it could probably present complications for Usyk.
Still, Terence Crawford had noted that Usyk's career at the highest level prepared him for major expectations and scrutiny. Crawford also viewed Usyk's composure and experience in high-pressure situations as major advantages heading into a fight of this magnitude.
He used to the pressure. You got to understand, like, Usyk been having a lot of pressure on him since the Olympics, since winning the Olympics, since, you know, going up to heavyweight and beating Fury, and all the things that he's been doing in the ring. So he's he's used to the pressure. It's no pressure for him.
Now the attention shifts toward what could be the final stretch of Oleksandr Usyk's legendary career, with potential fights against the winner of Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley, and a possible trilogy clash with Tyson Fury still being discussed before retirement, while Rico Verhoeven appears determined to continue pursuing professional boxing after the attention generated from this crossover matchup. So what should be next for both fighters moving forward? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing coverage.